I'm Joe Jaszewski, photo editor with the Idaho Statesman. Today we're going to show you how to take a holiday family photo that you can be proud of. The first thing that you're going to want to look for is your light source. I suggest finding a nice big window that has some even, soft, filtered, natural light that comes through it. Here we have a window in the living room that has a lot of light that's coming through it, and so this is where we're going to shoot our family photo. One thing you want to be careful about is mixing this nice natural light with artificial light. For instance, this. This will give your photo a yellow greenish tint if you combine it with the natural light, which is more blue. So we want to make sure all of our artificial lights are turned off when we do our family photo. The light source is going to dictate where you shoot it, and the background is going to dictate where you put the camera when you do shoot it. So here, once we have our light source over here, this is the background that we're going to want to look at. We want it to be clean with nothing on the walls that's distracting. This background here, these photos we're going to want to take down because there's going to be a glare and reflection that come off them from our light source. But other than that, it's a pretty good background because it's clean, it's a neutral color, there's nothing back there that's going to distract from the people who are in the photo. The next thing that we're going to talk about is our camera. If we have a good light source and a clean background, we really don't need a really fancy camera to shoot a good photo here. I would suggest one that has manual controls so you can set your exposure manually. In terms of the lens, you want to get as close to a normal focal length as you can, which is 50 millimeters. I chose a lens that's 35 millimeters because we're in a little bit of a tight space here. But you don't want to go very much wider than that, because if you're too wide, the people in the front of your photo will appear too large compared to the people in the back. So as close as you can get to 50 millimeters, that's about where you want to be. If you're shooting the photo, you also probably want to be in the photo. And for that, you're going to need a tripod. You don't need a real fancy one, just something that you can put your camera on and set the self-timer and then go run and be in the photo. If you don't have a tripod, there are some options. You can put your camera on a stack of books on the counter. You can put your camera on a chair. Anything that will be steady and will allow you to keep the shot that you have set when you go around to be in the photo. First thing we did when we arranged them was move them out from the wall. We don't want their shadows to appear on the wall behind them. We also want to have different layers. You want to have somebody in the front row or people in the front row, and then you want to have a back row too, so there's some depth in your pictures. I also suggest that everybody wears solid colors. They're easier to focus on and less distracting than our patterns. And finally, the more people you have in your photo, the more frames you need to take. You're going to have different expressions, you're going to have eyes that are closed, you're going to have people who aren't smiling and some that are. So the more people that are in your photo, the more photos that you're going to want to take of them.